My cherished readers, thank you for embarking on this poignant journey with me, immersing yourselves in a narrative that delves into the delicate nature of trust and the profound impact of our choices. Your willingness to engage with this story fills my heart with gratitude, and I hope its emotional weight resonates with you as deeply as it does with me. It was meant to be a tranquil Saturday night, a simple pause after a taxing week. I had pictured a cozy evening at home, enjoying a quiet dinner to soothe my weary spirit. But that night veered into an unexpected direction, forever altering the course of my life. For more than 2 years, Ethan and I had woven our lives together, creating a tapestry of shared moments. As I entered our apartment, I found him seated on the couch, his eyes piercing, as though he could sense the turmoil brewing within me. A wave of guilt surged through me, overwhelming and unrelenting. Ethan had an extraordinary gift for reading my emotions, understanding my heart without a single word spoken. There was no hiding from his perceptive gaze. What unfolded next, however, caught me completely unprepared. Ethan was everything I had ever dreamed of in a partner. Compassionate, empathetic, and tirelessly supportive. Our relationship wasn't flawless, but I believed we were unshakable. That evening, though, his face bore an unfamiliar intensity. A blend of shock, hurt, and betrayal danced across his features, emotions I rarely saw in him. He didn't raise his voice or shed tears. Instead, his tone was steady and firm. "I entrusted my heart to you and you broke it," he said. Those words struck me like a boulder, heavy and unforgiving. I knew no justification could mend the harm I had inflicted. He gazed at me, awaiting a response, but his eyes revealed he had already made his choice. We shared a snug apartment in the heart of the city, and though we had our occasional spats, I had convinced myself we were happy. I hadn't realized how close I was to unraveling the life we had built together. It all began with a seemingly harmless lie. Instead of storming out or confronting me with fury, Ethan simply stood, turned, and walked toward our bedroom. The door closed with a soft click, not a word more spoken. In that piercing silence, I realized he had already let go of our shared future. That truth stung the most. He didn't argue, didn't demand answers, didn't even ask me to try to fix things. He left me to confront the wreckage of my actions alone. I stayed rooted to the couch, immobilized, struggling to comprehend the enormity of what had just transpired. The apartment's stillness was oppressive, a relentless reminder of what I had lost. Hours dragged on as I waited, hoping he'd step out, say something, anything, to shatter the silence. But the door remained closed, and my efforts to reach out were met with nothing but quiet. It became achingly clear that Ethan wasn't just behind that door. He was truly gone. Our shared aspirations, our connection, all of it had vanished. Losing him wasn't solely about the mistake I made. It was about my failure to treasure him when it mattered most. That night, I eventually drifted into sleep on the couch, the burden of regret heavier than any cover could be. A glass or two of wine dulled the sharp edges of my sorrow, but it couldn't erase the reality. I had destroyed something irreplaceable. The trouble began when I chose to reconnect with James, a friend from my college years. We had once been inseparable, but time, relationships, and life had drifted us apart. When he reached out, a flicker of excitement stirred within me, tinged with apprehension. Catching up, reminiscing about old times, and slipping back into our effortless connection felt innocent. We met at a bar near my apartment, and I told Ethan I was meeting a friend, keeping the details vague to avoid any issues. The evening with James was seamless. We laughed, swapped stories, and for a moment, it felt as though time hadn't passed. The bond was still there, vibrant and undeniable. It didn't feel wrong in the moment, but deep down, I knew it was a perilous decision. We parted with a warm embrace and a promise to stay in touch, and I believed that would be the end of it. But when I returned home later than expected, Ethan was waiting. His voice was calm but chilling. "I saw you," he said. My heart sank. I tried to deflect, asking what he meant, but his words cut through me like a blade. "At the bar with James." I froze, my mind scrambling. How had he known? Had he followed me? Desperately, I insisted it was nothing significant, but my words rang hollow even to my own ears. Ethan stood there, his face drained of color, his eyes carrying a pain far worse than anger. "I never imagined you'd betray me like this," he murmured, his voice trembling with emotion. I longed to explain, to plead for forgiveness, but my words failed me. The next morning, I awoke to find him gone. His clothes, his possessions, everything had been packed and removed. On the kitchen table rested a single note. I can't remain with someone who doesn't cherish me. That was the last I heard from him. What shattered me wasn't just his absence, but the silence that followed. Weeks blurred together as I replayed every misstep, every deception, every choice that led to this moment. Then it struck me. Heartbreak isn't always about betrayal. Sometimes, it's the quiet realization that something precious has been broken beyond repair. My dear readers, thank you for joining me in this emotional exploration. Your compassion and willingness to connect with this story make sharing it profoundly meaningful. I hope this tale lingers with you, sparking reflection and a sense of shared humanity, just as it has for me.